what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. And today is the Beast Week 14 NFL picks. Joining me, Rainy48 again.
That's me.
Yes.
I'm a loser.
Last week you got 10 though, and I got 13.
It doesn't help me catch you.
That is true. But nonetheless, a very, very wild Thanksgiving, Black Friday week of football games for sure.
I did good. I won $316 this weekend.
Yeah, and my Packers took care of business, and Jordan Love got the turkey laid and helped you guys lock up the division if you beat the 49ers. So
didn't need it. Would have rather seen you lose.
Well, I'm happy that we won. But nonetheless, first game is my Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions on Thursday again, not Thanksgiving, but on Thursday again.
I swear, every week it's like I'm living in Groundhog's Day. How many times do I have to tell you, old man, they're not your Green Bay Packers?
They are my Green Bay Packers. They are my Green Bay Packers. So, this is the Thursday game on Amazon. What are the bets here?
The Lions are only a 3-point favorite.
It should be less than that.
Should be more than that.
Nah. So, the Detroit Lions just barely beat the Chicago Bears. The Bears should have won that game last week. I mean, let's face it here. They should have won. It was because of stupid clock management, which is why the head coach is no longer employed anymore there. But, nonetheless, the Packers are fully healthy in this game. They were Jordan Love was nicked up from coming back from his injury from week 1. Actually, no, it wasn't week 1. It was the second injury that he had later on. But still, he's fully healthy now. He's very mobile now. He wasn't mobile in the last game because of his injury. Detroit Lions are not ready for the defense. Defense is more stronger this time. I think we're going to have Alexander in this game. And our defense is back to spark. I know you're not going to pick them. I'm picking them. I'm a Packers fan. But you can say that all you want. But they're going to beat them. They're going to beat them handily, just like they did last time on Thursday night on Thanksgiving when they beat them last year. And Jordan Love's going to have at least 3 touchdown passes in this game. And I think Josh Jacobs is going to have a rushing touchdown. And we are going to beat him. We're going to beat him 34-17. Go Pack, go! That's all I say. You know, you can go against them, but whatever. When we're here next week, and I have the bragging rights. When I have the bragging rights.
Didn't you say that early season 2 about this?
Yeah, but we were nicked up though. Yeah. We were much healthier this time.
Yeah. Okay. Guess what? I'm going to tell you right now. There's no way in hell Detroit lays 2 flat performances in a row. It's just not happening.
Okay.
We'll 38-21 Detroit Lions.
Can't wait for next week. That's all I'm going to say about this.
You said the same thing last time.
We beat them last time in Detroit.
You said literally the same thing last time this season when you played them too.
Yeah, but we were nicked up. This time we're not. We're fully healthy. There's no excuse. Full strength. Anyways, Sunday. Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers are a 6.5-point favorite.
Yeah, the Steelers just lost the Browns a couple weeks ago.
It was a whiteout.
Yeah, and they were not happy about that, and I'm sure they're not happy about it right now. I think they have a good argument for being the best team in the NFC North right now.
AFC North?
Or AFC North, sorry. AFC North, with the Ravens slumping the way they are, and they're out for revenge against the Browns, I think the Steelers easily win this game. It's in Pittsburgh. And I think Mike Tomlin's going to have them ready to go. I think it's going to be 28-13. They easily get it done against the Browns.
Listen, part of me, since you said the Ravens, would like to tell you, they don't have an easy matchup to playoffs.
The Steelers?
The Ravens.
Well, Oh, we're talking about the Steelers.
I know, but you mentioned the Steelers, Ravens slumping.
Well, yeah.
Yes, they're on a bye this week, but the next 4 weeks after that, the Giants should be a gimme. Then a divisional game with Pittsburgh, then the Texans, and then the Browns. 2 divisional in the next 4. The Browns are starting to come on hot when they need to. Going to the Steelers, though,
I still think they win that division. They're looking.
I don't think there's a way they don't win the division. I think it's just the schedule remaining. I mean, they've already got 2 games in.
Well, you already said it's probably very favorable for them over the Ravens.
They've got 2 games in hand at the moment to the Ravens. Ravens already are at 5 losses.
Yeah.
Ravens are at 5 losses, and Pittsburgh's the only thing that hurts Pittsburgh. I don't know, man. Pittsburgh's schedule is worse than Baltimore. You know what they got after this week? Philly, Baltimore, KC, Cincy. That is
Cincy
not
might because they just played them tough. What was the one before that?
KC.
Okay. See, now that I could actually see the Steelers winning that.
I know, but I'm just saying none of those are cakewalk games.
Yeah.
That division is super in play. Jameis Winston screwed me out of more money last night. Not happy with that, man. If he doesn't throw 2 pick sixes and Bo Nix throws 1 more touchdown, I win $200 more on the weekend.
If he threw another pick,
He threw 2 pick sixes.
and he got 3 total.
If he would have thrown 1, if he would have given Bo Nix a chance to score another touchdown instead of just continuously putting their offense on the field, that's the problem.
You needed Bo Nix to score.
I needed Bo Nix to throw touchdowns. I'm taking Pittsburgh, plain and simple. I don't care how good Jerry Jeudy looks. I'm happy as a Jerry Jeudy owner that he looks like he's finally the player that was drafted. But Pittsburgh's going to blow them out. 38-24.
Oh, you can give me more on it. No, okay. Alrighty. New Orleans Saints at the New Jersey Giants.
Saints are a 5-point favorite.
Yeah, I could see it. The Giants, you just know what you're getting. They were close against the Cowboys. The Cowboys really kind of controlled that game, though. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to say the Saints win. I'm going to say it's a 20-16 game. I'm going to say the Saints win.
I'm trying to see if he... So here's the thing. I'm going to call the upset. I'm going to go with the Giants, and there's a reason here.
Because the Saints are just like the Saints.
No, the Saints just continue to lose talent left and right.
Yeah,
you have no number 1 receiver anymore in Chris Olave.
Yeah, they
out
just
for the
lost
year.
their tight end.
No number 2 receiver in Rashid Shaheed out for the year. No
Hill.
Gadget player, Taysom Hill, done for possibly this year, next year with a torn ACL.
I'm still surprised he's listed as a tight end.
He has been forever. But
He originally was listed as a quarterback, though, but then
he was drafted as a quarterback, but he was on the roster as a tight end, and he had to start that game as a gadget player when he was that. This is the most banged up, one of the most banged up rosters in the league. And the fact of it being, the players that are hurt are the players that are important. I just can't see... I can't see with how well Drew Lock played against Dallas, in Dallas on Thanksgiving, them laying down the lead again. It's going to be a tight game. I'm going to say 24-20 Giants.
So 24-20 Giants?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty. Next, the New York Jets against the Miami
Oh, wait a minute. We give the Giants the New Jersey treatment. Will the Jets get a New York treatment?
Well, I got to make something.
The Dolphins are
New Jersey Jets.
The Dolphins are a 6-point favorite.
Is Aaron Rodgers starting this game?
At the moment, he refuses to go get checked out.
Well, I mean, they're mathematically out of the playoffs, right?
Doesn't matter. He refuses to go get himself checked out, so that way they cannot put him on the IR and sit him for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I want to say I feel like the Jets are going to have to win at least 1 or 2 more games before the season ends. But at the same time, the Dolphins are like...
In desperation mode?
I don't know. I'm going to say the Dolphins win. I think it's going to be like 23-20. I think it's a close game. Hopefully the Jets do win, though. But I can't do this right now.
I don't think it's a close game. I think Miami needs to win, and they know they need to win. That AFC matchup to get into the playoffs is very, very tight. Just here's a reminder, since we're talking about this, and this just tweeted to me from Don Clayman. At this point in time last year,
They were the same record?
no, they were 5-7 with Zach Wilson. They are 3-9 with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, you're talking about the Jets. Oh, I thought you were talking about the Dolphins.
Nope. The Jets were 5-7 with Zach Wilson. They are currently 3-9 with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, okay, there's a lot of circumstances with
No,
that.
I don't want to hear
Bad
that.
offensive line.
Hasn't gotten better.
Bad defense.
The defense.
I mean, the
defense is bad because the offense can't stay on the field.
There's at least 3 games the Jets could have won that game, won those games, but they blew it because of special teams or defensive play. Even this past game against Seattle, they had it.
Listen, if Miami wants any chance of winning, they have to win, or getting in the playoffs, they have to win this week. I'm giving them that chance. I'm going to say they have another statement game, 31-7.
Okay. Alrighty, next we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans.
The Titans are a 4-point favorite.
This is kind of the battle of the crap teams.
Well, I mean,
pretty
it's
much.
definitely the fact that you're not going to have Trevor Lawrence now.
Well, I mean, even with Trevor Lawrence, they weren't doing that good, though.
I mean, to be fair, that's another one of those injury situations. Can you name, besides Brian Thomas Jr., who the number 2 receiver in Jacksonville is?
Not really. I can't really name that many people in Jacksonville, honestly.
It's Parker Washington.
Okay.
And then, it's Tim Jones. That sounds like somebody made a player up on Create a Player mode in Madden.
It actually does.
Yes, Tim Jones is the wide receiver 3 in Jacksonville. That team is destroyed and riddled with injuries also. And for that reason, I'm picking against my Jags. I'm taking the Titans actually by a long shot here. Give me the Titans 24, the Jags 3.
With this game, I honestly think it could go either way, but this is one of those situations where I'm going to just go with the bet because at this point, it's just like, yeah, I know they both aren't good, but Tennessee, to me, has a better overall team, despite the fact that they're not that good either.
Or like say Tennessee's been coached better as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to give this to Tennessee. I'm going to say it is 21-7. Titans. So the next game is your Atlanta Falcons.
Nope. Don't you
at the
dare put that
Minnesota
up.
Vikings.
Nope. Vikings are a 6-point favorite. Book it. Vikings are going to win 45-3 because fuck the Falcons.
Just remember, you said they were going to win 11 games.
Yeah, I'm disgusted by that team. Kirk Cousins is a dirtbag.
To be fair, though, they still actually, because their division sucks, they actually have a chance to still win that division.
I mean, in theory, they could still win 11 games, too.
If they don't lose this game.
They have to win out.
Yeah.
But I
don't see it.
I hate that team. They've ruined Kyle Pitts. They've ruined Drake London. Sell the franchise. I've already said that about the Washington Redskin Commanders. You can say that again. They're trying to get the team name back.
Well, they're trying to get the logo back.
No, the league is trying to get the name back.
I thought it was the logo.
The league is trying to get both.
I heard because they were trying to get the logo for
the indigenous people,
the Blackfeet Nation,
took that as a sense of pride, and now they're realizing that they've fucked up by making them change the name, and they are open and actively looking into changing both back.
Well, I know because they did it on Congress or whatever a couple weeks ago about the logo, but he didn't. He didn't say anything about the.
Nope,
name
they're actually looking at the name and logo.
But I do know. Because that logo was made by the actual Blackfeet Nation tribe. It was made by a Native American tribe, and it was based on Two Gun White Calf. So it was a real person. So that's the whole idea of it. But to at least get that back,
Yeah, and I mean, if we're gonna sell a team, just make it be the Atlanta Falcons.
But they already sold the team because the Harris owns it now.
Okay, well, sell them and move them and make them not the Falcons anymore. Or if you're gonna be something with the way you play, you might as well become the Atlanta Fairies.
But yeah, anyways, in terms of the Minnesota Vikings and the Falcons, I'm still pissed off the Arizona Cardinals for blowing it last week because we're in third place in our division and we're a game behind the Vikings. So that would have helped.
Listen, I at least played Arizona plus 10 points, so I won my bet with Arizona.
But yeah, so here's the thing. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to say the Falcons are going to get it done because I think the...
You can take that point on me the rest of the year. I will not utter the words that I'm rooting for or hoping for the Falcons.
I think the Falcons are going to get it done here. They're going to upset the Vikings. I think the Vikings have been on a slump. They've been close in a lot of these games lately. I think the Falcons are in desperation mode. They know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are up their ass now. So I'm going to say that the Falcons win, and I'm going to also say this one is also a 23-20 victory for the Atlanta Falcons. Okay. It's like, yeah. Anyways, all right. The Carolina Panthers at the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Panthers are the favorite.
Wait,
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, it was like an early April Fool's joke right there.
The Panthers. This is another one of those scenarios, man, where I would probably take the Panthers in the points. That's a lot of points.
They're giving 11. They're giving like 11.
12.
Oh, that was 1 point off. But yeah, doesn't surprise me they're giving 12 points. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was closer than we think it's going to be. Just because the Panthers, man, like, I don't know. I mean, I think the Eagles probably beat them by 2, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was like a closer game because the Panthers, like, they really should have beat. I mean, you called the upset last week. They should have won that game. Like, they had it. I mean, if the running back doesn't fumble it, I think they win that game. They kicked it because all they had to do was kick a field goal, and they win at that point because the Bucs already had the ball.
I called both these teams upsets.
Which one?
Didn't I call Philly too?
Who was they? They were
Philly and Baltimore. I'm pretty sure I called Philly.
Well, yeah, we both did.
Yeah.
We both picked Philadelphia for that because surprisingly the Ravens were the favorites in that. I still don't know why they were, but
because Lamar Jackson, he's the MVP.
He shouldn't be the MVP this year. I mean, my pick is Allen.
Nope. You know what? Don't give it to him.
No, I think it should
Don't
be
give it
Josh.
to him.
No,
don't give it to him.
Why not?
Hear me out. That man plays with such a chip on his shoulder, and the league constantly shits on him. If that team goes to the Super Bowl, and the MVP honors award happens 3 days before, light the fire. Don't give him the MVP. Make him even hungrier for the Super Bowl. I'd rather have a ring than an MVP.
Yeah, but I mean, the MVP to me. Like,
you know what? If he wants to be the MVP.
Brett Favre won the MVP and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you know what? If he wants to have the MVP, let him win the Super Bowl MVP. Let him prove the league wrong that way.
I think he should win it. I mean, I know they're saying
Saquon also deserves it.
I mean, here's the thing too. Like, this does exist. They can do co-MVPs. This was a thing.
Wasn't it with AP and Peyton Manning?
No, that was a different year. Adrian Peterson got his own. Peyton Manning got it the next year. It was 2003. Steve McNair and Peyton Manning both won co-MVPs that year. So, they can do it. I mean, if it wasn't a precedent before, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say, like, no, you can't do that. But it's been a precedent. They set that rule that they can do that. So, it should be still allowed. But
I'm going to agree with your statement.
What? The co-MVPs?
No. That I don't think it's as far out of a game as we thought.
Yeah.
To get around to scoring these.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it is Philadelphia 28, Carolina 21. It's within a touchdown, but it's still far enough out. Philly's not necessarily... It's like a garbage time touchdown for Carolina.
Yeah, I could see that coming down too. I really like what the Panthers did, other than the fumble at the end in overtime.
You gotta like even more as a fantasy owner what the Panthers are doing with not even Thielen.
I signed him.
Not even Thielen. Having Bryce Young in Dynasty, the dude's starting to look like he knows what he's doing.
That too. But did you see that last week where I got Thielen? Like,
Thielen.
I got Thielen. I had a feeling that he was just.
Do you have a Thielen?
I had a feeling because he just came back. He got 8 points in the last game. Like, I'm thinking, okay, I seen this matchup, and I was like, he's gonna probably get a pretty good game, and then he got a touchdown at the end. I was like, oh, shit.
He had a huge week.
Yeah. I could see this. I could see it going the same way. I mean, I really hope the Saquon Barkley keeps going off because he's on my fantasy league too. I'm gonna say it's very close to your score. I'm gonna say it's 28-21.
Do you want the best news for you as a Saquon owner?
Eagles. What? He's getting like 30 points.
It's probably no. You know how many yards Carolina allowed on the ground last week?
Didn't
245 yards to the running backs last week.
Oh shit!
They can't defend the run. Saquon's gonna feast.
Shit. Okay. Yeah. If that's the case, I hope he goes off then.
Last 1 o'clock game
is the Las Vegas Raiders at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Listen, I'm not calling an upset for the Raiders this week. They were close last week. I don't think I called that upset, did I? Or did I try to? That was against the Chiefs. Did I call them?
No, you didn't.
I knew I said it would be close.
It was close. It was just, again, with the Chiefs, again, it's the freaking,
refs?
Getting really... No, it's not the refs. It's just that not all... Like, a lot of them, it's just been just luck and just miscues by the other teams. It has cost them. Maybe it's the case of the Broncos, the blocked field goal. That wasn't the refs. It was just a blocked play.
Well,
but,
end of the day, Raiders look decent. Aiden O'Connell looked great. Aiden O'Connell's going to have a good day. I think it's going to be a close game. But the Raiders' defense is horrible. I'm going to go with 35-24 Buccaneers.
Well, this is a Super Bowl 37 rematch, but I'll say this.
That's the first Super Bowl. That's the first time I ever gambled in my life. It was. I was in 5th grade, yeah.
Was a little $20 gentleman bet?
That was a $20 bet with a friend, and I lost.
Oh, you picked the Raiders?
I sure shit did.
You weren't like in that Rich Gannon stuff. But anyways, unlike that Super Bowl, I think this is going to be more of just an average game. But Baker Mayfield gives off. It's going to be one-sided, but it's going to be on the offense, not the defense. Tampa Bay, I think, wins. I'm going to give it 31-14. 31-14, Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield goes off, and, it's urgency for them. They are right up with the Falcons, but Falcons have the tiebreaker, so they need to keep winning. So, yeah. Simple game, I think. All right. Seattle Seahawks. This is a 4:05 game. Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals.
The Cardinals are the 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals do win. They look good. It's just they can't finish games. But Seattle, I don't think is that good. Obviously, the division is kind of wide open for them, and everyone really in that division realistically still has a chance to win that division. That's how bad it is. I'm going to say the Cardinals win. I'm going to give it 27-17, 10-point game. Cardinals win easily.
I'm also going with the Cardinals. I have no faith in the Seahawks. Seahawks almost fumbled that game winning the Jets, who are not good. I'm going to go Cardinals 31, Seahawks 21, 10-point game.
You said
31-21.
31-21? Okay. All right, next 4:25 game, you got the Chicago Bears at the San Francisco 49ers.
The Niners are a 4-point favorite.
They're out of the cold weather.
I'm going with the Bears.
New coach?
Not even a new coach. There's too many injuries. You now have the Niners, who last week were without a left tackle, a left guard, a right guard.
Purdy's in there, but
he's banged up. You lost your starting running back. You lost your backup running back. You're still without 3 starters on defense. The Bears just need to survive. It's not a thrive, it's a survive. And I think that's what it's going to be. I'm going to say it's 21-17 Bears in a very ugly game.
to the game. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to go with the 49ers because I don't know what we're going to see out of the Bears next week, even this week, even with the coaching change. Hopefully they have better clock management. But nonetheless, the stigma is still going to be there. I don't think it's going to be an immediate change just because the coach is different. I'm going to say the 49ers win in an ugly game. It's going to be like 16-13. 49ers win. Close game. Next,
The Buffalo Bills.
425, your Buffalo Bills at the LA Rams. Yes, I'm going to keep saying that.
The Bills are a 5-point favorite, and quite honestly, it should be more. I don't think the Rams are a threat. The Rams, in easy matchups, still can't get the team firing up. Yes, they beat the Saints, but they didn't do much
Aren't that good,
offensively. I think the Bills are just going to shit can the Rams. Give me another 42 burger. 42.
They could have gotten 40 against the 49ers.
I know they
if
could
wanted
have.
to.
Give me 42-21 Buffalo Bills.
The only thing that's going on here for the Rams is that it's not in Buffalo and it's not in a windy, snowy game. But outside of that, there's really nothing else going for the Rams. Buffalo Bills has a far better team. Josh Allen is going to get, I think, 3 touchdowns. Maybe he gets another receiving touchdown. I'm just kidding about that. But he's going to get...
Yeah, how often did you see that as a stat line? A receiving touchdown without the reception.
I know that was because it does not. It's considered a lateral.
It
but
is.
It's considered a rushing.
But he's also the first. He's also the first
quarterback.
quarterback in NFL history to have a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown all in one game.
Yep. And it was so unusual that the fantasy animation wouldn't even give me an animation of Josh Allen as a receiver. So that's how unusual it was. Nonetheless, I think he gets 3 touchdown passes. I think he gets a rushing touchdown. And he keeps, putting up the stats and because obviously they won the division, but the goal is to get the number 1 seed. Obviously, they got to hope Kansas City loses another game so they can get a tiebreaker scenario that they have the tiebreaker over. Buffalo Bills wins. I'm going to say it's 42-20. I think they easily get it done in the Rams stadium, in a neutral stadium, and easily takes it done and gets closer to that MVP status that they're looking at right now. And number 1 seed. Which is what they're looking for.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that potential number 1 seed that the Buffalo Bills are looking for, you got
the game that the Chiefs need to lose. I think you've got it here.
8:20 game, NBC. The LA Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. And I knew you were going to say that because the Chargers are looking good.
The Chiefs are not looking good, is the thing. The Chiefs are struggling.
What's the favorites?
The Chiefs are a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me to give them the 3 points, but Harbaugh's got them fired up. They were close against them last time. I think the upset happens here. I think it's done. They've been close for so long. From the Panthers to the Raiders to the Broncos, with all these close victories where they've had to come from behind and get it against these ugly teams. The Chargers are playing hard. Harbaugh is playing that team hard. I don't know if the Chargers will make the playoffs this year, but
as of right now, the Chargers
the
are the 5th seed. They're the number 1 wild card.
They're the 5th seed, but I don't know if that will remain or not. But I will say that if they're not in the playoffs this year, they're definitely going to be a team to reckon with in the next year. Nonetheless, I think the Chargers do get the upset here. I think it's going to be a close game, though, but it's going to be one of those games where it's really tight and the Chargers, keep it down, and then they stop and they knee down the balls and, they keep them from scoring again.
They get kneed in the balls?
No, knee. Knee. Like after 2-minute warning, they get the they're in the lead, but they grind the clock down and then they eventually knee it down. That's what I think the scenario is going to be. I'm going to say this is a 26-23 victory. It's not in overtime. Like I said, it's going to be draining the clock down, and then they win by a close margin, and they upset the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes does not get the ball back with 2 minutes left because they do that stuff, the ground and pound. That's how I see it going down.
I mean, first and foremost, if we're being fair, we do have to confirm if J.K. Dobbins is playing or not, as he is currently injured. However, the Chiefs' luck is not going to continue to run as hot as it has. And that's exactly what it has been as the luck. In terms of injuries, the biggest issue, so Dobbins is on the IR. He's out for at least three more. The big concern they have is, will they have Vlad McConkey? Wonderkin, young slot receiver. McConkey did get banged up, but he also had 7 catches for 100-some yards before the half last week. So McConkey's good. Herbert's good. I'm going to say they pull it off. I'm going to say the same as you. It's a tight game. I'm going to say 28-24 Chargers.
Okay. That'll be good for Buffalo. Next, Cincinnati Bengals, Monday Night Football, 8:15. Cincinnati Bengals at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure Monday Night Football is wishing they have a better game than this.
Well, no, the Simpsons are on for this one.
Yeah.
It's the Simpsons game. That's a real thing.
Yeah, but I'm sure they would rather have a winning
The
team.
Bengals are a 5-point favorite.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the Cowboys winning on Thanksgiving, they haven't won a home game. And the Cincinnati Bengals have been playing good on offense. I mean, their defense is shit, but their offense is, like, really good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this team. This team is not a bad team. It's just the defense is horrendous, and that's why they're losing games. There's nothing wrong with Burrow or anything like that.
Holy crap.
What? Who's injured?
Since October 27th, only one time have the Bengals allowed less than 34 points. And that was the win against the Raiders, in which they only allowed 24.
Yeah.
37,
it's the defense.
37, 24, 35, 34, 44.
Yeah, I mean, it's the defense. The offense is fine. There's nothing wrong with the offense. They're having a down year because their defense is horrendous. Against the Cowboys, who aren't that good, even though Rush, I think, is a pretty good quarterback, all things considered, I think the Bengals wins this game pretty easily. I think it's going to be... I'm going to give it, like... I'm going to say it's like a 28 to, like, 17 victory for the Bengals. I think it's going to be close around that edge. What do you got?
38-31.
Really?
Yeah, like, the defense can't stop anybody. The only guarantee besides death and taxes this week is betting the over on this game.
Also, did you hear about Chad Johnson's bet?
What?
Speaking of bet, he bet last week that if he had lost to the Steelers, like the Bengals had lost to the Steelers, that he would not eat at McDonald's for a year.
Does he eat at McDonald's already?
He always eats McDonald's. That's like his go-to or whatever.
He's not gonna have McDonald's.
He's not gonna have McDonald's for a year. He made that with Burleson or whatever. I was like, oh God.
Nate Burleson had to win one after he lost his jacket to Buffalo.
Yeah.
You saw that one, right?
No, I didn't see that.
2 weeks ago, he made a bet with a shirtless fan at the tailgate. Bet the fan if the Bills won against the Chiefs that game that he'd give him his jacket, and then he FedExed the jacket to the fan.
Was it just a regular jacket?
It was like a nice red velvet jacket.
Oh, so that's a good one. Also, we didn't mention the bye because that was all the games, by the way.
6 teams are
bye for the bye,
which is pretty bad if you're in fantasy football because it's a very tough week for buys. The Ravens, the Broncos, the Texans, the Colts, the Pats, and the Commanders.
Yeah, so those teams are not playing, and I only have to worry about my kicker this week, though I have other problems with the kicker right now because Tucker missed 2 field goals last week. Not that it changed the outcome or anything, but still, it's kind of sucked. But anyways, so yeah, that is it. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe, listen to Spotify. Make sure to, I don't know what they do for the likes or the feedback.
Yeah, follow along.
But YouTube, make sure to like and all that stuff. And if you're watching this on the website, then make sure to subscribe. Click back on the thing and subscribe. Also make sure Green Bay Packers Beast recap episode will be out hopefully shortly after the game. It was a little late on Thanksgiving because it was Thanksgiving, obviously, but normally I try to get them out as quickly as I can, but if it's a little late, it happens. But yeah, make sure to tune in for that Green Bay Packers recap episode after the games. Now, you got your sponsors.
Shout out to Kyle at Chicken Dippin'. Hit him up for some of the best wing eating experiences you could have. Shout out to Jeanette, the beauty parlor. Hit her up. She's located over, I believe, on Southwestern Boulevard. And AWS Angel Wing Sauce, because we can.
Yeah. Because you like those wings. You spread those wings.
I always spread those wings.
Spread those wings.
Spread those legs.
All right, so that's it, guys. I'm the S Ultimate Goku. He's the Rainy 48. We're out of here. Peace. See you next week.